Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome to the first sim rep of the year. 2026 looks like it's going to be a very busy year for gaming in this niche, so we are going to be eating good. This month alone, we have big releases. The new Type 9 U-Boat DLC is slated to release on January 29th. Force Admiral is also releasing in the early access on January 27th. Later this year, we are expecting new game releases from IL-2 Korea, Modern Naval Warfare, and Combat Pilot Carrier Qualification. Speaking of Combat Pilot, let's check in on this new combat flight sim that is currently in the works. Combat Pilot is my most anticipated flight sim by a country mile. I actually have a video showing it off that I aim to release this upcoming week. Anyway, the Combat Pilot devs have showcased some of their work they have been doing for their upcoming Carrier Qualification module. For those who are unaware, Combat Pilot is a World War II combat flight simulation that is set during the Battle of Midway. It is being developed by lead producer Jason Williams of IL-2 Great Battles and Rise of Flight fame. Combat Pilot is the first sim in a long time that is being built completely from the ground up, unlike the current selection of combat flight sims like IL-2 and DCS World. Their Carrier Qualification module will be their first retail release and will not be focused on combat. It will be followed by their second release, Air Combat, and then finally a third release, Naval Warfare. Because they are building from the ground up, and they're building a flight sim at that, which is no easy feat, they are going to do the release in 3 waves, which I think is an interesting alternative to the standard long-term early access model that we've all grown accustomed to. I think this is a good way to inject funding into the project while delivering a full product. I will talk about this more in the upcoming video though. At the end of 2025, the Combat Pilot devs released a devlog overviewing their progress over the past year, from rolling out their new in-house entropy flight model to a complex engine damage model. The D3A1 Val is starting to take shape as well, and wow, it looks awesome. As far as I'm aware, this is the first time we are going to see a flyable Val dive bomber in a flight sim since the Pacific Fighters days. There may be some Microsoft flight sim Val that I am missing, but definitely in a combat flight sim, this is the first in a long time. It looks fantastic, and I'm very eager to try it out. They also showed work on their B-17E, along with current progress on the Zero. The developer stated they aim to release Carrier Qualification in 2026. I'm looking forward to it, and will aim to cover Combat Pilot more as this release nears. They do have a Steam page available, so be sure to wishlist it if you have not already. Like I said, this is my most anticipated flight sim for a lot of reasons. I'm excited to finally have a modern, full-feature Pacific Theater flight sim. It has been a long time since we've had that, so I really hope this one takes off. Are you excited for Combat Pilot? More Battle of Midway content inbound though. Force Admiral, the real-time strategy game that puts you in the flag plot during some of the most critical carrier battles of the Second World War, is releasing into early access this month. The release will include the Battle of Midway. Ahead of the release, the Force Admiral devs have also released an enhanced demo that you can play now. The demo includes a second Coral Sea scenario that asks the question, what if the Japanese carrier Kaga was not damaged and was available for the Battle of Coral Sea? Of course, this scenario is quite a bit harder, as there are 3 Japanese flat tops out there opposed to 2, but definitely worth checking out if you have not already. Force Admiral is absolutely going to be a staple on the channel going forward, and I'm excited to play through the Battle of Midway. "2026 is also looking to be a very interesting year for flight sims, due in part to the IL-2 series. Of course, we have Korea coming in Q1 2026. Additionally, it looks like Great Battles will be getting a few more updates before all the future products move on to the new Korea engine. The current Siege and Liberation module is set to release soon, which will include maps and career modes for Odessa and Leningrad. In their end-of-year video, the developers also teased 6 new aircraft that are currently in the works. Friend of the channel Shamrock, who runs the Stormbirds blog, speculated that some of these aircraft may be ones used in Finnish service, such as the G50 and the Brewster Buffalo. Sea Power has had one heck of a year, adding new mechanics, adding new ships, and expanding content. It looks like 2026 is going to be no different. The developers have hired yet another former modder who will work on updates to weapons, including missile kinematics and texturing. Additionally, work on AI and performance optimization is continuing in the background, along with a much-needed aircraft behavior rework. With continued progress on AI, development of the dynamic campaign for Sea Power has begun. It will be set in the Atlantic during a Cold War gone hot conflict between NATO and Warsaw Pact forces in Europe. It seems like the perfect setting for a dynamic campaign, and I am very excited for it. Friend of the channel Enigma recently did an interview with the Sea Power developers where they go into more depth on the campaign as a whole. Definitely worth checking out if you have not already. Another much requested faction is coming to Sea Power as well, the Royal Navy. Multiple ships have already been shown off at this point, from the Type 21 class frigate to the Type 42 class destroyer. Argentinian assets have also been teased. I am sure the Royal Navy will be released in a major update, similar to what the developers did with the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force and the People's Liberation Army Navy. The devs also asked a question in their Discord regarding themed music for various factions, which I think sounds awesome. The Sea Power original soundtrack is already a 10 out of 10, and adding more music to that is just sugar on top, so looking forward to that. In my opinion, Sea Power is doing early access right. Developers are communicating, fixing core issues with the game, and adding on content. The future seems bright for this game, and is becoming the premier Cold War naval sim. There are a few other projects on my radar that I quickly wanted to mention. The first one is called Tiefenwolf. This is a World War II co-op submarine simulation that puts you in command of, you guessed it, a Type 7C U-boat. It looks like the concept is very similar to the game Wolfpack. The developers have just launched a Steam page, and it states they aim to release the game in the early access in 2026. I am curious to see how this one will pan out. There is no gameplay footage available yet. They do have a full interior already modeled though. We have seen Wolfpack competitors fail in the past, which is the only reason I'm a little skeptical. I am primarily thinking of the game Crush Depth here, although the scale of Tiefenwolf seems to be a bit more reined in. Regardless, this is definitely something to keep on your radar. With the glacial speed of Wolfpack's development, it is no surprise that we are getting some competitors here. The second game I wanted to mention puts you in command of another German boat during World War II, a Schnellboot. This game is called Project Schnellboot and is in development by one of the developers who actually worked on Crush Depth. It appears he has learned a lot from that project and is applying that experience to this new sim. I have always thought a Schnellboot or PT boat simulator would be a lot of fun. Commanding fast, nimble, but fragile boats can make for some very interesting gameplay. Plus, there are a plethora of interesting theaters and missions you could do. Those boats got up to a lot. This game is in very early production, but is yet another project I will be keeping track of in 2026. Well, folks, that really does it for Sim News today. I did quickly want to touch on what is going on with the channel. Of course, with all of these new projects coming out, it is going to be a very busy year for me. The end of January is going to get quite busy as well. For one, I am looking forward to the Type 9 DLC for U-Boat. I put my current U-Boat series on hold until this new DLC came out. Part of the reason is I'm using a lot of mods, and there is a 95% chance a lot of those mods are going to break with this new DLC. Still though, very excited for that. Task Force Admiral is going to be a big staple on the channel along with Sea Power going forward. I'm also really getting that flight sim itch, so expect more flight sim content on the channel. I was kind of in a lull with flight simming this past year, but it does look like 2026 we are getting some new and exciting things, which are kind of reigniting my love for flight simming. And last but not least, I did also want to mention I have finished recording the War on the Sea series. We are currently going through that Kriegsmarine campaign, and recording on that has wrapped. Now, I will probably put War on the Sea on the shelf for a little bit, although probably not as long as I was initially thinking, because there are some pretty cool mods in the works for War on the Sea. Modders are really pushing that game to the limits, and I'm excited to show off more of that in a future episode. Anyway, folks, thank you all for watching this. I really do hope you all enjoyed it. These SimRep videos have been rather popular and pretty fun to make. I mean, I've already been keeping track of all of these games in my spare time, so why not just go ahead and make a video sharing all this news with you in a condensed format that you can just watch, whenever. So anyway, thank you all for watching. This is Wolfpack345 signing off. Hope you all are having a good start to your 2026, and I will see you all on the next one.